Now, what was the setup with Kane? Effectively, first, what it does is it takes your PRD, ingests it, understands, breaks it down, and does whatever you people at Kane have designed it to do. The next thing it does is read some predefined skills that I have made for it, and then grills me back on my PRD to see if me as the builder is not hallucinating and it as the AI is not hallucinating and not building phases on its own. So after that PRD grilling is done, it creates very defined sections or phases in which it will build the product. And before the product is even begin to code, based on the inference from the PRD, it then determines the test suite. So the test suite is pre-built before the code was written. So the problem where the AI is evaluating its own code is effectively gone because Claude writes the code, Kane evaluates and builds the test. So what happens? Takes the PRD, takes the sections, start coding. When it says it is done, it completes a stage and it claims that it is done. Then when it's done, a stop hook fires. It checks what the thing was implemented, runs the test suite. If the test suite passes, it then does a browser run with Kane, verifies everything is working, and then it puts into a Kane verified state. And when that state is verified, only then Claude can move to the next state. And if it doesn't verify, it finds a problem, it writes back to Claude, it fixes it, and it tests again, and when it's fixed, it moves to the next section. Very simple, very clean workflow, and this is the result of it. Now, this is a very big log file. It can be found in the repository, and I will link this artifact as well. It will tell you entirely how it worked. And one more thing, this hard 8 hours wall clock, please don't mind this. For the first 5 hours, my Claude limit was actually 0, so I had to wait. So please don't think it worked for 8 hours. Otherwise, this workflow is not helpful to any one of us. So you can see there are many tests failed, it asserts, it makes some reasons, it sends to Claude, and when it is not able to verify after 3 tries on a new bug, it will then send it to the human to review it, and you can review it, override it, and it will log that as a human overwritten, and in the next stage when it works, it will remember that. And why is that? Because in the meantime, when I was working with it, I found some specific bugs that were coming up one by one in all the phases. And my issue was I once have already overridden it. I have given you the reason why I need to override it. And it was specifically a hover bug which was not working on the headless browser. I don't know why. The hover was not working, and effectively all the phases there were hover components. So I once overridden it, gave it the reason, and in the next stage, it again gave me that same human review and wasted my 1 hour. So then came the idea to give Kane its own memory in the project. So I built a simple memory graph for Kane where it stores what it has already found, what was overwritten or why, what was the human's input, and what the human actually wants from you, what the PRD actually wants, and so that if a bug appears, it checks back its memory. Have I ever seen it? Or does it appear in my memory? And if there is a solution, puts it there and tries to avoid the overridden state and the pause state so that it can continuously work. So this happened on T3, I realized, because I overrid. And you can see on T4, there was again a human ride. Then after that, you won't see a human override. And this human override in T9 is effectively it using again the memory, because I exactly remember it happening. So now exactly when it human overrides, it will also write why it override because of a previous bug. So what happens is it can now clearly determine that failure is exactly not broken. Some things can fail just because of the limitations of the hardware or the way it's functioning or the environment where it's working. It's obviously not always the code that is messing up. And most of the agents do mess up there where they treat every failure as broken. So it gets an effective intelligence of brokenness over failure. And this is what helps the entire project, especially a long-running project, to work better, because at every stage it is verifying against the PRD if the code is in line with the PRD, if the implementation is in line with what we have thought, and are the tests that I have devised based on the PRD working with the code, and if not, is it a problem with the code or is it a problem with my test or my environment? So the distinction is very important, and this is what helps this entire setup solve a big problem in my workflow especially, and I believe in a workflow of a lot of devs that have used Claude Code. But yeah, this is my adventure with Kane, and this product is called Guardian Kane. So I hope you like it. Thanks.